Today at the Bespoke Motor Company. Team Bespoke is on the move. They're packing up the shop and moving everything down the street to a new building. Their new home will house all operations under one roof. Parts, assembly, mechanical, and the body shop. But we managed to catch up with shop manager Jeff Fraser, who spent 15 years in NASCAR, and Taco Charles, who's been building his own custom 4x4s for years, to talk about their experience in the industry.
I've always been into mechanics since I was a kid. Always had cheap vehicles, had to fix them myself to save money. Just got into it, and after I finished school, I went to Stellarton and got my mechanics course. Started in the trade as soon as I got out of there, and I worked in small shops, some dealerships, and then some specialty shops, and eventually ended up at Bespoke. I built a red TMR chassis. The chassis itself was already assembled, so it was basically just the assembly of the driveline and the wiring and everything to go with. And we did that one in, I believe, 2 to 3 months, start to finish. Sean Purcell, he runs his event, Racing at Purcell's in Stewiacke. That was our freestyle event. Basically, we go out and put on a show for the crowd, and he definitely put on a show that day. My craziest off-road story probably would be run over a whole year. I got a new set of tires, and almost every time I took the truck out, I'd lose at least one tire. And I went to an event in Stillwater, and in one race I lost 3 tires and reinstalled them in between each lap, basically, and ended up finishing the race on just the rim.
At a very young age, started out with mini bikes, dirt bikes, doing mechanic work on them myself when I was in my early teens. I built my first small block Chevy engine when I was 16 years old. It was a older 283. I built it for a 70 GMC pickup that I had. Drove that truck all through the years that I was in high school and even some at university. Decided I wanted to move to the US to try my hand at racing in NASCAR, and moved down there in 2002, and that was where my NASCAR career started. I spent a total of 15 years working for NASCAR teams in different divisions. I worked in various jobs on different NASCAR teams, anywhere from just being a mechanic all the way up to car chiefing on different teams. Most of my time at Joe Gibbs Racing for 8 seasons. Spent most of my time working in the Xfinity series. It was like a family team environment, more so than a job, so it was really cool to be part of it. Plus all the wins and all the championships that came along with that. One of the craziest NASCAR stories happened in 2007 at the Milwaukee Mile.
It's June 23rd, 2007. The NASCAR Busch Series is racing in a standalone event at the Milwaukee Mile in Wisconsin, while the Nextel Cup Series spends the weekend at Infineon Raceway in California. This weekend will provide a rare opportunity for the Busch Series regulars to compete with minimal interference from Cup Series drivers. But what could have been the greatest night of a young driver's career is turned into a complete farce.
We had Eric Almirola. He was a rookie. He practiced the car for us, qualified the car on pole position. Denny was to fly in for the race.
Denny Hamlin's chopper couldn't land here. There were cars parked on the helipad, so Eric Almirola, who qualified the car on pole, had to get in and start the race.
And they had filled the helicopter landing pad with cars, so Denny had to fly to the airport and then be police escorted to the track, but he did not make it for the start of the race. So Eric Almirola actually had to start the race.
They left Almirola in it for a while, but after leading the first 43 laps of the race, made the call to put Hamlin in. It took him a while to make the driver change. They lost a lap. It took him forever to get back on the lead lap. Then at lap 144, the free pass finally for Hamlin, and he went back around.
So Eric started the race, led the first 43 laps. There was a caution at lap 56, and they pulled Eric out of the car to put Denny in. And we went a lap down doing the driver change. And then Denny ended up coming back, getting his lap back, and ended up winning the race.
Denny Hamlin started the day in Sonoma, California on the Infinity Raceway Road Course, practicing his next L Cup car for tomorrow's race. Got here late, jumped in the car after Almirola qualified it on the pole and led the start of the race.
Oh, yes.
And it will have all been worth it for him.
You got heart, baby. You got heart. We all love you.
Denny Hamlin wins at the Milwaukee Mile.
Awesome job, Denny. Eric, if you're listening, you did an awesome job, too.
Eric was very upset when he got out of the car. He actually left the racetrack. He didn't even wait for the finish of the race. He just left the racetrack, and he got accredited for the win. All the record books say that Eric Almirola won the race, but Denny was the one that actually crossed the finish line. So
Next time at Bespoke Motor Company, we're going to check out the insane modifications done to this bespoke Porsche Cayenne. With over $175,000 into it, this thing is next level. For high-end, luxury Land Cruiser Restomods, visit bespokemotorcompany.ca.